Hidden Mickeys and Gilmore Girls. I mean, technically they were Scooby Doos, but my question to you is, did you notice? And if you noticed, how many times did you watch a show before that Scooby Doo was just like, God, has that been there the entire time? Or did someone have to point it out? Or did you just find out by watching this video? Touch the screen if you've heard this before. Hi, I'm Valerie Campbell. I was the key set costumer on Gilmore Girls. And if you want to get to the bottom of the Scooby Doo mystery, we're going to have to pool our resources. Where else were these hidden? Because there are more places than the two that I'm going to mention at the end of this video. Now, who hid the Scoobies? Fun fact, the person that hid the Scoobies is actually on TikTok, and their name is the Sourdough Dave. But at the time, we called him Tree. Why Tree? Well, we'll get to that in a moment, because that is actually directly related to the why as to why he hid the Scoobies in the first place. Now, here's a little Easter egg to Tree. You might have heard the word tree in Gilmore Girls. I'm not talking about the tree. I'm talking about Tree Chuck Bob. Where have you heard Tree Chuck Bob? Oh, yes. Suki's Turkeys. Tree Chuck Bob. So Tree was our on-set dresser, otherwise known as David Schoenbrunn, but we had a lot of Davids on the show, and the person whose name was David got a nickname. And Tree came with his nickname from another show. I actually worked with Tree when his name was Tree Boy. We were working on the original Party of Five back in the 90s. And Tree got his nickname because he used to be an on-set greensman. That's the guy that is basically managing all the trees on set. So therefore, because he was young, they named him Tree Boy. On Party of Five, though, he was the on-set dresser, which is the same position he did on Gilmore Girls. Party of Five. There was a very small little boy named Owen. And because they did a lot of scenes in the house and they didn't want to see Owen, they would place toys all around to make it look like Owen had been there. So David's job was basically to hide things in plain sight to make it look like there was some kind of presence of this little child, who, because he was very young and small, could not work in all the scenes. This way they could insert the sounds of the kid in the house, but not actually have the kid in the house for those scenes, because otherwise he couldn't work those hours. So at the time, everyone called him Tree Boy, but the DP on the show, who was the director of photography, went up to him one day and said, Tree Boy, you are a man now. We are going to call you Tree. And from that day forward, everyone referred to him as Tree. So when Tree was working on Gilmore Girls, he decided to hide the Scooby-Doo in random places. It was sort of homage to Party of Five and hiding the toys for Owen. So Tree worked from season 1 until like the middle of season 4 when he left to go work on Arrested Development. So there is a possibility there might be something hidden in Arrested Development, because that is Tree's MO. There are 2 hidden Scooby-Doos that I'm aware of, but Tree swears he did it in pretty much every episode. So be on the lookout, and first one is in Rory's locker. And this one is like, hey, she might have a Scooby in her locker. This doesn't seem so out of place, but the next one is the one that made people go, what is going on with this Scooby-Doo? That one's the funniest because it is so random. Let me know if you've ever noticed another place where these Scooby-Doos are. And check back, because someone might put it in the comment section.